Mark Vass, a 30-year-old grower, is also transitioning through succession. One of 5 siblings, he's been blessed with great water resources, yet challenged by his soil.
We are in Home Hill. They call this the Delta region, so the Burdekin's split up into 4 sort of basically soil types. So the Delta is really sand based. We've got, not sand based, but we've got a heavy sandy loam topsoil, but you dig down most places in the Delta, you've only got to go about 4 or 5 foot or 1.5 meters and you're in pure sand. That's hence why the Delta, we all have bores. We have a massive aquifer. We're so close, we feed off the river, the Burdekin River. Such a large river system, it sort of replenishes the aquifer as well as the channels. Succession, it's something that I've always been very focused on. I've treated my relationship with my parents as a full business relationship. I never spent my whole childhood growing up working on the farm for nothing like a lot of people do. I did a trade, I moved away, I lived all over the country, only just come back 3 years ago. So I wasn't, by no rights did I want anything given to me for nothing. So I went into a lease agreement with my father, and so did my brother. So yeah, at the end of the day, I want to do what's right by all my brothers and sisters, and it's a full business arrangement. I pay them a lease, and you know, if something was ever to happen, even though they're a long way off that, hey, it gets split. There's no favours, and everyone's not doing all this work for nothing. So we've made it very clean, as opposed to a few of my friends that are in the industry. I find it can get quite messy. But my dad is, well, he'd be 64 now. I started leasing the farm off him 2014. So he's officially retired. However, he still works every day and annoys the shit out of us. No, he's good, he's handy to have around. So he at the moment, he's my automation. When I want to go somewhere, he's the one that does the water. And eventually, yeah, I've got to look for an alternative. My younger brother, he is a cane farmer. He's up the road about a couple of kilometres. My older brother, he's got his own engineering business in town, and my sisters are teachers. But yeah, when I say us, I refer to my younger brother Chris, who we share all of our gear. So we farm separate entities, but we do share the gear. Well, I'm all about looking for the most efficient and best way of doing things. I quite often look at my farm, and then I look at someone, Willie Lucas, my neighbour, a few kilometres away, and I look at his farm, and he is in the prime zone. So once upon a time, whenever this place was all developed, it's a bit of a general rule of thumb that the second farm back from the river are the best. They've got, for some reason, they got the best soil, they're magic. He's a great farmer, but he's also got some great dirt. And I look at all my soil structure and think, how can I improve? You benchmark yourself against people that are sort of leading the industry. I've got a big emphasis on soil health. I'm doing a lot. My first thing I did was with Kim Cruz and the whole BioFert course, and just looking at different alternatives. But now I'm moving more. I want to try different things. But anyway, with composting and stuff like that, I'm currently doing mill mud trials, but not the normal generic mill mud trials, but actually getting them under the bed, locked away in fallow, and then planting into them. So that's one trial I'm doing, but the next one I want to do is to compare mill mud to compost to nothing. Dad has always just done everything the way he's been taught, his brothers have done, you know, and I automatically come in. I did it like that for the first year, and then I said, a lot of these things can change. Willie Lucas was the first one to talk to me about Project Catalyst. And that was still when it was a bit of an exclusive group, I think, and you had to be invited. And it wasn't until Kim yourself called me about last year that I sort of come to my first one. I like Willie. He's for his age. He's for his age. He's not that old, but anyway, he's very innovative in what he does and how he's farming, and he's easy to get along with, and he's good. I love his outlook on farming. So I have used him as a bit of a mentor, being relatively new. It's good to bounce ideas off each other all the time, and trials, because trials become so much extra work quite often we'll say, all right, you do this trial, I'll do the next. Similar soil, similar farming systems, and we sort of know, all right, yeah, rather than doubling up on everything. Willie was another great example of someone that was doing rotational crops and different legume crops. And Aaron Linton, I still remember one of the first times I went to NextGen in the second year I was farming. I got nearly more out of the drive to Cairns with Aaron and Jared, and there might have been someone else with me, just hearing different ways. And that's when everyone always ramps on about networking in any business, but it is such a powerful thing. One thing I got from Catalyst was to actually see the people from WWF there, interacting with the farmers. So many people in this industry just think, and it's true, like their way, have no idea about what's going on the ground, and just implementing all this regulation and things like that. But to actually talk with them and let them hear our perspective, and not always just whatever the media's brewed up into the shitstorm of the week, was powerful. And I think whilst that's still happening, it's important that it's such an important forum.